Hello. It is Tuesday. Wait, it's Thursday. No, it's Wednesday. Oh my god. Yep, it's Wednesday. It's time for another stream, another day, another stream, of course. And today we're gonna continue. I've said that a lot. The last few, I guess, weeks I've streamed. We're gonna continue what we started on Monday, and that is looking a little bit deeper into eyes. Not only, how they look like, what they, I guess, what they look like, how you create them, but also, I guess smaller details or proportional stuff, all that stuff. We looked into that on Monday and on Tuesday, and today we want to continue. I've studied a little bit more, let's say, watched some videos, we looked up some information off stream. Yesterday we sculpted eyes. Today we're going to do the same. We're going to practice some eyes today again, and kind of discuss the informations that I've gathered and see if we can create better eyes today than yesterday, basically. Welcome back, Surya. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday, not Thursday, not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed your day. Welcome back. My day was pretty good. Yeah, pretty chill, I would say. I always like when I'm at work, when I have a task that I work on for most of the day. Oftentimes when you're like, when you're working as a, I guess, graphic designer, for example, in an agency, oftentimes you have like multiple, like, I guess, project in a day, and then sometimes there's like a new one that just, needs to be done in the same day, and then you have to kind of shift your schedule. Comparing that to having one, I guess, project that you work on for maybe like 2 days or so is pretty relaxing, I guess you could say. As long as they're not like super stressful. And this one isn't, so my day's been pretty good. Yeah. So today we're gonna sculpt some more eyes. I want to see if with the new information that I've gathered, how, I guess, these new eyes will turn out. I also want to try a few different workflows. They won't differ too much, but I just want to compare. I think I have like 3 that I want to try. They're not super different, but just to kind of try them out and see if there's maybe a new, better alternative to the one that I've used yesterday. Yeah, and that's what we're going to do today. Maybe this week we can, I think, yeah, this week we're gonna, of course, tomorrow we're gonna do the personal feedback session. So we will end the week with that, which probably also means that I don't want to do eyes, like fully focus on eyes next week again. We're probably gonna do something else then. So, yeah. Let's get straight into Blender, because we need to do task 1, a 30-minute quick sketch. Nope, that's Photoshop. There you go. And you can see what we're gonna sculpt today. This 3-eyed monster. I can't remember what it's called, but if you want to know who the artist is K-Bear. That's their Twitter page. I don't know, I found a Tumblr page too, but I couldn't really navigate Tumblr. It was kind of weird, so I just chose to to pull up their Twitter. So if you want to see more from them, you can go there. I think they focus on like creatures, and I think they also said like gore and body horror, so maybe if that's something for you, check them out. Welcome back, Q2. Hope you had a great day too. Oh, that's the dab emoji. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I can only see the I think you can see too. Yeah. For some reason the overlay that I use doesn't translate the YouTube emojis. I think if they're like only on YouTube, it doesn't translate them for some reason. So it says elbow cup, but I also thought that it's supposed to be a dab. Maybe it's like a small Easter egg, because it definitely looks like looks like that. Okay, I think everything's ready to begin. Let's get rid of this. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I grabbed I think, yeah, I've grabbed 4 references that we're going to use today for the eyes. 2 references of young people, I guess, one male and one female, and then 2 for older people, one male and one female. We'll see how many we can do today. Because I want to focus on, like, I want to work on one until I'm happy with it. And I don't want to like rush it, so that I can fully focus on, you know, all the details that I want to focus on. But yeah, welcome back, RB Gamer. Wait, are you here the first time, or have I heard your name before? You sound familiar. Yeah, welcome. Hope you enjoyed your day too. As you can see, we're just starting with this handsome monster. Gorgeous smile. Okay, let's not waste any time. We have the timer ready. I would say we can begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect. Okay. So good thing is we also have a side view, which is always helpful if you're working with a reference. You know, that's why you oftentimes with concept art, for example, see, especially for characters, how you can see multiple angles. You have like a character spreadsheet with not only the character body from the front, but also from the side, and maybe then even the face as the focus, with different expressions to kind of, you know, show what the character looks like in different, you know, different expressions, basically. And it's always helpful to have that as a 3D artist, especially because, you know, maybe in 2D you don't necessarily need it, but in 3D you definitely do. Because you can't, I guess you could cheat yourself through a scope without having to worry about all angles, but, you know, I guess only if you know the camera angle already, and then you can just kind of, I guess, manipulate it so that it looks good in one angle. But why would you do that? It's way more fun to just, I guess, speculate a little bit on your part and just, I guess, you know, have some more fun and fill the gaps yourself in the design, basically. Yeah, so I after yesterday there was something, so you know, we kind of talked about the eye size, and we looked up some, I guess, not only some references, we also looked at some, I guess, articles or some forum entries, which I've seen before, but we've looked at them again, that sort of discuss the eye size. The first thing that I looked up today, no, I think I looked it up after the stream, which I actually was kind of surprised about, is that the proportions for the eyeball are basically, or, well, first of all, the eyeball in general is roughly, or is basically 24 millimeters big. That's the average. It's basically the same for males as it is for females. Another thing is that if you're younger, you have basically the same size of eyes as you do. Like, even kids have 24 millimeters, not centimeters, millimeters, millimeter wide eyes, I guess. Which the reason for that is because you basically would be short-sighted or long-sighted, I think it's called, if that wouldn't be the case. So, you know, the 24 millimeters is basically the exact value that you need for your eyes to see everything sharp. So, that's why the eyes don't really change when you grow up, for example, because otherwise you would see everything blurry until a certain age. Yeah, so that's one thing that I learned. Another thing is that every time we kind of read about, you know, the eyes are 2 times the no, you can basically, the width of a head is 5 eyes next to each other, but with eyes, every time, you know, we read about that, what is meant is not the eyeball itself, but more the entire eye. So basically the I guess the opening, the eyelids, basically. So the eyelids are 5, I guess 5 eyelids next to each other equal the head width. Not on the same height as the eyes, but a little bit above that. A little bit above that is basically the widest part of the head. So above the ears, basically, in the back, is the widest part of the head. And that's where you measure basically 5 eyelid widths to get your to get the correct size basically. And the eyeball itself is actually smaller. So that was the thing that I was always confused about. Because when we sculpt characters yesterday, the thing that I always got hung up on is that the eyeball just seemed to be too big. So I already had kind of like a hunch that there's something weird about it. And that, you know, that there's something that I'm missing. And then, yeah, it turns out that the eyeball itself is actually smaller than the eyelids. So that the eyelids can, I guess, more easily, you know, fit around them. Which means that, first of all, you always say like there's one eyeball, or let's say one eye space in between both eyes. So if you take the width of one eye, with which I mean the eyelids, and you put that in between the two, that basically equals one eye lid again. So between both I'm gonna call it eyes. Between both eyes, there's one eye basically of space. I forgot my train of thought. Hold on. And the eyeballs, because they're smaller, there isn't one eyeball between both eyeballs, but there's like 1.5 or 1.5 roughly. The eye, well, because the head size can vary a little bit. The eyes roughly stay the same, but the head size can vary, so the distance between the two can also vary between the eyes. But in general, I think it's somewhat around like 1.5 or 1.25 eyes in between the two eyeballs. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. I also looked at a few other, like how a few other artists basically create their eyes. A lot of them start with a base mesh already, because usually they don't really need to. I guess they already have the basics down, I guess you could say, or they know the anatomy, so they kind of want to focus on, I guess, certain looks. But yeah, I found a few different, I guess, workflows that I want to try to see if they may be a little bit more helpful or not, just to kind of see, if there's something. I think the current sculpting, like how I sculpt eyes, is pretty good. I want to try sculpting with, like, I want to add the eyeball pretty quickly. Maybe it's better to not add the eyeball by sculpting it, but actually by adding it immediately, because then you can kind of build around the eyeball, the eyelids around the eyeball, rather than the I guess sculpting the eyeball first and then removing it again. There are 2-3 different workflows that I want to try and kind of see which one works best. Let's see. So he has his 3 eyes, but he looks kind of weird. I think the head is a little bit too wide. Looks kind of like some sort of flounder. I think the mouth is too far back. Okay, that's definitely better. It's getting there. So yeah, the goal would be to kind of, I guess, be comfortable with the eyes, and if everything, I guess, turns out how I think it should, maybe then I'll be, I should be comfortable sculpting the eyes, and then I can I'll probably do a few more practice sculpts over the weekend, and then I should be comfortable sculpting them, and then we can go to next week. We can do something more, although we can do something different, because I don't want to do like a eye practice, or I don't know, like a 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I think that's a little bit too much. Now these nice little horns, they're quite flat right now. Let's see if we can change that. Okay. Tomorrow's quick sketch day 340, which means only 25 are left. 25 days. Oh no. Okay, I'm slacking. Let me speed up the process a little bit. He kind of looks like a dragon right now. Let's see if we can change that. He's supposed to look more beastly, I guess you could say. So we need to bring that back. I think it looks kind of like, you know, like a dragon right now because it doesn't have any fur right now. So before we do that though, let's go to the ears and then let's make it look a little bit more beastly. Here are the ears. There you go. A little bit too thick. There you go. There's a new I saw today that there's a new champion that got released for Valorant. I like the project that we did for Arcane, where we turned characters into, like, I guess more realistic characters. I had the same idea for Valorant characters. You know, for maybe new ones that come out. You know, because they release new ones, I guess, quite frequently. That could be like an ongoing series. Or, like, overall, any character, basically. Or any, you know, from whatever. Doesn't need to be, like, Riot Games or whatever. But, you know, like, I think I always like doing these. Maybe we'll do one for the new character too, for her. I can't remember what the name is. I think Neon, maybe? I can't remember. Maybe we'll do that at some point too, you know, and then maybe after a few more we can kind of see the evolution between the first draft of realistic characters and the, I guess, the, I don't know, the end of the year we can compare all of them and see which ones look the best or which ones, you know, what changed. Yeah, Neon. It's kind of weird how they I guess it makes sense, but it's kind of weird how they limit everyone so that they, you know, can't sprint or can't run or can't slide, and then they release a character that, you know, can run and slide and all that. I wonder how they're gonna balance that. How they're gonna, like, I guess, tune the abilities. I think it would be way too strong if they could, I guess, sprint the whole time. You know, because you know, it would be like twice as fast running over the map. That would be kind of OP. I guess it's just like an ability that, oh yeah, you have to buy them, right? So you can only run for like once, which is interesting. I think that would be, I don't know. I always like playing, what is that name? What is his name again? The one that shoots vision arrows. That's always the one that I picked. I don't know really why. I just like them the most. Kind of how you can sort of set up, I guess, whatever. How you can sort of utilize the arrows to kind of outplay other, like, you know, enemies, I guess you could say. But the new one always also sounds appealing. I haven't played Valorant for a while, but maybe I'll look into it again. Especially because I recently decided that I wanted to get better at aiming. And I did that by, I guess, you know, doing aim training. My plan was to do it every day, basically, for like 50 minutes or 20 minutes. I've been slacking for the past month or so, doing it not like every day, but maybe like every, like not unregular, I guess, not, you know, every day. But still working on it. Okay, I got better already. The question is how much it translates to like the real game, for example. It's always fun to sort of, for example, play a game and then at some point you decide you want to get better, so you do some practice, and then at some point you come back to that game and see how much you've improved, and you can see like the huge jump in, I guess, skill or whatever when you do that. So you basically stop playing that game, and then at some point you pick it back up after you feel comfortable, or you think you've made a lot of progress, and then it's always sort of cool to kind of see the progress that you've made. I remember, I think the story that I always talk about is the story how I played Overwatch for like a season, only Zenyatta, and the thing with him is that he's very squishy, and well, there are a lot of assassin characters that of course try to kill the healers first before they go into, I guess, the rest of the team, and because Zenyatta is so, I guess, has so little amount of health. Yeah, Sova, exactly. Because he has such a low health pool, he dies instantly, basically. So you either have to hug your tank or any teammate you could find. You basically have to do that, and then also still look for all the assassins that could come from any direction. And the only thing that you basically have to protect yourself are your shots, or you have like your charged shot, with which you can, if you hit all headshots, basically, you can one-shot someone. So the whole thing with Zenyatta is basically that you have to hit headshots all the time to, you know, stay alive, which in a fast game like Overwatch can be quite hard. So after playing one season with my friend Zenyatta all the time, my friends, or my other friends, asked like, hey, you know what, do you want to play some CSGO? And then you know, it was such a huge difference between the games. But what didn't change was my aim, which meant that I basically, you know, before I wasn't really that good, was maybe even bad, you know, like silver or whatever. Then I played with them just like a casual round, I guess. And you know, I couldn't believe it myself how many headshots I hit. I basically just bought a deagle every round, or it didn't even have to buy every round because I won some of them, and just tapped all of them. Just pretty crazy. But then and then at some point I just stopped playing Overwatch, and then, you know, the skill waned again. So I kind of want to get back to that spot again, I guess. And, you know, 50 minutes a day isn't really that much time. And it, you know, even 50 minutes a day can be a lot. It doesn't have to be like an hour of practice. Often 50 minutes is even better. Well, maybe not better, but like sometimes you only have 50 minutes. Sometimes you don't want to spend all that time on it. And if you know, like, oh, it's only 50 minutes, then it's a little bit easier, I guess, to convince yourself. And it's also, it's still, you know, 50 minutes is pretty good to get like a good, I guess, to practice anything, or maybe not anything, but to practice a lot sufficiently. And if you do that over, I don't know, like a few months, you can get better really, really quick. At 11 minutes? Okay. I think we need to add some teeth here. Definitely need to get to some more details, otherwise we're gonna run out of time. There you go. Okay. Grab the mask and pull out some teeth. Zip. Perfect. Okay. They kind of penetrate the surface, but that's okay. Let's see if we can reduce that. Just kind of push it in the middle. There you go. Okay. If you ever run into the problem that you, like me for example, have a mesh that is sort of intersecting with another one, or one that is just too close, which means that if you then use any brush and you want to only affect this surface here, for example, and you use your brush, you can see sometimes it works. Sometimes if the brush is too big, you can affect both of these, especially if you want to, for example, just move it like this. It doesn't really work that well. So what you can do is you can use your mask brush. You select, you go to the surface that you want to affect, and then you hover over it. You press Shift A, which creates this proximity selection. You can see it still jumps to the other surface, but if you press 3, you can switch to the topology mode, I think, where it only selects what is connected, with the faces that are connected, which means you can select only the teeth and then you can change them. Look at that. Ooh. Really, really useful. That's one thing that they slightly changed in 3.0, but it still works quite well. There's one function that I completely missed that I haven't found, or I don't know how to do it in 3.0. What you were able to do before is in 2.93. You could, like, if you have multiple objects in the scene, you could press D to switch the sculpt mode to that object. Right now, what I always do is I go to layout mode, select the new object, and then go back to sculpt mode, which is always annoying. Back in 2.93, you could just, switch between objects by pressing D while hovering over them. I missed that option. Welcome, Mr. Glizzy. Just found out about you yesterday. The tattoo. Oh, nice. Hopefully it was helpful. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed your day. Welcome, welcome. As you can see, we're doing the quick sketch. 8 minutes left until we need to finish this. And then we're gonna go back to, I guess, the topic that we worked on, I guess, for the rest of the, for the first few days this week, which is eyes. I kind of discovered that, or I kind of realized that eyes are currently my sort of weakness when it comes to Blender sculpting humans, I guess. So I kind of wanted to focus on those, which is what we're going to do this week. And then next week we're going to do something else. Tried my best enjoying. Yeah, I always, so for Jinx, when I created Jinx, I needed some sort of tutorial where, or I needed like a technique that I can use for tattoos that go around a body, for example. And it's always, I looked it up on YouTube and I couldn't find anything. So I just said, like, I guess I'll just make one myself. And I was kind of surprised that there wasn't really any in that, like, in that sort of, like, that uses baking to do that. Somebody said, like, it takes way too long to do. And then I just commented, like, okay, well, please tell me if you find something that's faster than this, because I have never, like, found like a better solution for it. Should definitely sculpt some more again. You mean eyes? I mean, yeah, we're gonna sculpt some more eyes today. Or you mean you should sculpt some more. Do you use always contain detail? Do you mean in the thingy here? Constant detail? Yeah, I always use constant detail. I like the workflow of being able to decide when I want to increase the resolution. I don't like when it's I guess when it's dynamic, because then it, I don't know, it just trips me up. Sometimes I just want to, get very close and still work with the same resolution. And that's why I use constant detail. Yeah, you should be more, you should sculpt more. You should. Could be your New Year's resolution. Just gonna sculpt some quick teeth here. Won't look beautiful, but that's okay. Oh, first of all, yeah. I always use constant detail. You can also, somebody commented, you can also use relative detail, and to not lose your detail. Well, the problem is with relative detail, if you zoom in, you add more geometry, and then if you zoom out again, you remove it because it changes the geometry to something higher, which means it removes the detail again. But you can also change it from subdivide collapse to subdivide edges, which means that it only adds geometry resolution and doesn't remove it, if you want to use relative detail. But I just like to stick with constant detail. Sort of a good mix between using multi-resolution instead of, I guess, constant detail. Like, constant detail is basically the dynamic version of multi-resolution. If you already have a base mesh, for example, you can just use a multi-resolution modifier, which increases the resolution and when you want it to, I guess, increase, when you need more. And if you don't have a good sculpt or a good mesh, for example, like this one, you can just use constant detail with dynamic topology. Was losing motivation to try sculpting, as I am just a newbie, but watching you sculpt made me not give up. I seriously suck, but I guess I don't mind as long as I keep trying. Yeah, I know the feeling of like, oh, it doesn't seem to get better. But as long as you try, at some point you're gonna see that it's getting better. Three minutes, okay. Yeah, sometimes you just kind of, you get these thoughts, even though they might be not like super common, where you think like, oh, is it really, am I really good, or, not even good? Like, do I really improve, or is it just for nothing? I don't think if you do something and you think about something, like, oh, how could I improve this sculpt, or, thinking about something and working on something, is most of the time already enough to improve, because you don't even have to sculpt to come up with new maybe ideas or new techniques how you want to sculpt. For example, with how I think I have improved my eyes, we're gonna see today. Maybe not. Maybe I talk complete garbage right now, but I don't think so. Even just thinking about it will bring you further than, well, can bring you further than sculpting sometimes, because you kind of reflect on what you do and what you could do different, and that might be sometimes more valuable than actually sculpting. That doesn't mean that sculpting is bad, but sometimes maybe you don't want to, but you can still think about it and maybe find some new techniques or whatever that might be better, that can help you when you start sculpting again. Okay, I want to go to, we have 137. Okay, let's go to 50 real quick, just because I want to pull out some more teeth here. Oh. Looks kind of goofy, but that's okay. Maybe even some hair here. Little beard here. Detail the beard. Looks kind of rough, but that's okay. It's just a quick sketch, okay? Doesn't need to be perfect. There you go. Look at him. Okay. Maybe just we have 30 seconds. Let's go to the nose here. Okay. I've made a video about, I guess, feeling stuck before when it comes to sculpting. Maybe that's helpful if you know, still have that feeling. I can't remember what it's called though. It's been too long. It was from someone in the Discord that sort of like inspired by someone that talked about how they feel like they don't improve from in their eyes, even though at least you know, I could see improvement in their sculpts, but they didn't and maybe at least didn't feel like they did improve, or they didn't see the results that they wanted. And now, you know, maybe half a year later, you can see how much they've improved. I actually thought about making a video about that. Like, you know, after maybe a year or so, kind of sharing the progress that some people have made that regularly post their pieces in the Discord, for example. I think that could be pretty cool. Okay, there you go. Still looks like a dragon, but I guess that's okay. Let's add the eyes. There you go. Hope to see more sculpting. Of course, today we're gonna only sculpt. So if that's something you want to see, then you came in the right moment. I need one more. Or without the mirror. For the middle eye. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I haven't saved it once. That's bad. There's one quick sketch that I ever lost by not saving, and I don't want to repeat that. Quick sketch day 3 through 9. Okay. Hold on, there you go. Thank you for the subscription, Frederick. Hope you will continue to enjoy the stream. Okay. Risky life, yeah, it's... Sometimes a particular person joins and reminds me that I need to save. But sometimes I just don't do it at all. Oh, I need to go into scope mode. Another cool tool that we have here. What I always like to do is I like to create a clear cut when I finish one of these somewhere to make it nice and clean. So what I like to use is the line project tool, which basically projects everything that is in the gray area right now. Projects it onto the line. You can change the projection or the gray line by pressing F. You can flip it to the other side. So I want to cut off maybe this much, and then zip. It's all getting projected upwards to the line, which can create some weird artifacts, but they shouldn't be too hard to remove. If the stream is getting better, oh no. Welcome, Mr. Glizzy on YouTube. I see. Yeah, I think Twitch has some problems sometimes. Maybe YouTube is a little bit better in terms of, I guess, connection. But there was something I wanted to say, I forgot. But yeah, sometimes YouTube is better. Oh, the thing about YouTube is that you have a slight, like, bigger delay. I think it's like 20 seconds or so, which is, I guess, a little bit more annoying, but maybe forgivable when you have a better connection that way. Okay. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Save. Time to render. It's always funny to see the the silhouettes. The one from yesterday looked like a Mario boss. Looked very funny. Let's grab them from here, collection, and then the lighting. There it is. Wait, oh, the pig came with it. Hold on, let me show you what I mean with Mario boss. There it is. Look at it. There it is. Little crown up there. And then we have the ears. Maybe could even be eyes. Then we have the small arms here on the side. And then we have the body. There you go. Buffering. Oh, true. There's an actual buffering emote. YouTube is a little delayed, but also the stream can be replayed. Yeah. Yeah, that's the good part about YouTube. You can just pause or, I guess, rewind to whenever you want, which can be very cool. Sometimes you don't want to, you watch a stream, but then you see, oh, I gotta go or whatever. You can just pause the stream and then, I guess, continue watching later, which is really cool. Or, you kind of see, oh, the topic that I wanted to listen to is over. Maybe now I'm going to skip back to the live stream, basically. That's what I like about YouTube streams. I don't really use Twitch at all. Well, I don't really watch live streams that often. Yeah, if I would, then I probably would on YouTube more than Twitch. Wait, no, hold on. Okay, lighting. Who's that Pokemon? Okay, you know what? I can either move the camera with the move tool, but the cool thing about rotating it around the 3D cursor is that it creates some cool rotations. See how if I move my camera like this, it creates some different angles than if I just move it like this. And I kind of like that. That's why that's pretty cool. How about that? And then let's place it a little bit better. And then we have a pretty cool angle. Where's my focus? There it is. Still need to cut my older streams to upload on YouTube. Didn't find much time. Yeah, that's the advantage of streaming, I guess, to Twitch and YouTube. The streams get, I guess, saved immediately as videos, so you don't have to upload them, which is very convenient. I usually watch live streams live or after they are over. Yeah. What I like to do is I think I like watch one person live because they are live when I'm I guess not busy. When I can watch them. Otherwise I watch like the recording the video of the live stream. And yeah, most of the time, I'm not really, I guess, nobody's really live when I want to watch something. Usually I just either listen to music or, I don't know. I mostly just listen to music or, I guess, listen to videos rather than watching a live stream. Because I guess for videos you kind of know what you get. Okay, let's get this done. Ooh, pretty ominous. Like it. How about we add another one? Welcome back, Hustler. Mr. I wanted to say something with safe, but I couldn't think of anything. I wanted to say safe state, but that sounds weird. Because you always remind me that I need to save my quick sketches, which I completely forgot until a few minutes ago. There you go. I like the lighting actually from up top. I think that's pretty cool. Let's add that one there. We need another color though. Which colors haven't we used for a while? Let's see. We haven't used, let's see. Yellow, blue, orange, purple, blue, or green. I think red sounds pretty good. Let's use red. Or this pinkish red. I think that'll be cooler. There you go. Pinkish red. Look at that. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Let me show you why I have it over there. Now that we have the, I guess, the lighting done, we can go to the eyes, add a material to them, which I'm going to just make black and no roughness. There you go. And then we need to apply the same here. And then we can just select this one and then go over here and then use the quick sculpt material. And there you go. Now we have more definition. Very, very simple. Okay. I kind of want to go closer. I want to have a more drastic angle. That's pretty cool. Yeah. More in your face. And then I want to grab another... Oh, we need to enable depth of field. There it is. You know what? What if we turned it down to 50 focal length, 50 millimeter, so we can see more of the right ear, and then there you go. Yeah, that's cool. I try to sort of show all parts of the sculpt, but sometimes it just looks cooler if it's closer. Most of the time. There you go. 0.4, and then we have a nice little image. Perfect. First render. There you go. Look at him. Smiling. Looks kind of like a Chinese dragon. Or Asian. I don't know where they come from. The ones that have like this flat face with their, I guess, normal-ish nose. Oh. Quick tip, if you want to make something look more realistic, add depth of field. That immediately makes everything look more realistic, basically. Especially if you zoom in and then add depth of field. Ooh, look at that. Let's set it to high. And then the lens distortion to 0.05. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. Full render. There you go. Photoshop is ready to receive. Kind of cute. It actually doesn't look like an eye up there. It looks more like a gem, which looks pretty cool. You know, now that I know that kids have the same eye size as I guess adults, my theory is even more correct. My theory was always like, why do like it always seems like big animals have small eyes and small animals have big eyes, and that's sort of one big characteristics how you can sort of make an animal look big or small depending on their eye size, I guess you could say. So if you want to make like, you know, that's why flies in comics always have like your huge eyes, and then I don't know, like giants, or maybe just you know, elephants always have like very, very small ones, or whales too. I think the eye size in general pretty similar between, I guess, animals. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you know, but I think that's sort of, at least somewhat, they're somewhat similar. You know, mice don't have the same eye size as elephants, of course, but there's a certain, I would say there's a certain connection between eye size and body size. Welcome back, Ucredo Cinebudancia. My Pokemon was bugged and now I lost 45 hours of my life. Oh no. What did you do? Did you crack it? Did you try to break the code? What happened? I think I've lost. There was one game that I lost my save state for. I was quite lucky so far that that didn't happen before, or that it didn't happen. You know, that it only happened once so far. Oh, Photoshop. There you go. Maybe that's why we find big eyes cute. Yeah, we associate them with children. Yeah, I think so. Anime too, yeah. Or chibi especially, you know, big heads, big eyes, small nose, very childlike features. Okay. Look at this magic now, okay? We're gonna convert this to a smart object. We're gonna bring this from a 100 to a 150, okay? Hold on. There you go. We're going to use the camera raw filter. If you have Photoshop and you want to, I guess, boost your render by 50%, use the camera raw filter. So I don't want to use yellow. Yellow is boring. Blue is boring too. Blue feels cold. What about like a nice purple? Or green? Ooh. Green and red. That's cool. It's not going to be the same as the sketch, but I guess we're making it more unique. We can change the highlights, make them a little bit stronger. Same for the shadows, make them stronger. Add some more contrast. Then we can go to the clarity and texture to add some more sharpness into the image. See how it changes it. Ooh. Looks like some sort of potion effect. There you go. Do we need more color? We can change that later. Because now we can go to the color grading and we can add even more color. So if you go to the midtones, for example, we can move it to green. And then look at that. Way more green. I actually prefer to keep the midtones on white. And then I change the shadows, for example. We can change the shadows to red. To add to green. Pretty dark green or desaturated green. And that usually already helps. See the difference? It's quite subtle, but it's somewhat visible. Maybe we can move the highlights to red. Oh, look at that. Nice little dual tone here. Looks pretty cool. And then we have a few more effects here, which is grain, adds like a noise effect. And then we also have vignette. There you go. This is after, this is before. Look at it. From shame to fame in just 3 minutes. Easy. Look at that. Easy. Perfect. Heard something about that in the past. Yeah. Yeah, I think big eyes are generally considered cute. Most of the time, at least. You know what this reminds me of? Of one of the dragons from Final Fantasy 14. The one, you know, there's a white one, there's a black one. That's what they remind me of. I can't remember what they're called. I'm not good with names. There you go. Do you have ultra wide screen? I do. So that's the benefit of, you know, that's one benefit. You can't really, you know, well, that's the good part. You can use one part as the normal, I guess, desktop screen and capture that, but then you have a little bit more on the left side, right here, that you can use for anything else. That's where the chat is, as you can see here. So if you write something that's long enough, you can see it here. Okay. Back to Blender. Okay. My phone, there it is. Come on. didn't do anything. Just go to the place to continue the story, and the game says go to the A gym. Maybe there's something you're missing. Maybe there's something you still need to do. Or you just need to restart. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Okay. Time to upload the image. This one turned out pretty well, I think. Oh, what is this? Oh, wrong one. Wait, there it is. Nope, oh, yeah. Bernd is bored. Wait, where did you see him? He must be... Wait. Oh. I know that I have him on my desktop, but I don't know where you saw him. Okay, hold on, let me import the image. I mean, copy the image. Then we're done. Then we can go to eyes again. I don't know if you're already sick of eyes, or maybe not. I'm not, because I want to improve them. I always click the wrong button. There it is. That's why I asked that question. Wait, which question? Oh, yeah. Do you like your two out of 3 monitors? Or do you mean 2/3 monitors? Yeah, I don't... I always saw other people with 2 screens. Oh, 3 screens you mean. I always saw people with 2 screens, and I always hated having this like gap in between the two, especially if you work with 2, which you would then usually arrange as them using both as like an ultra wide. You could also just use one and then have one on the side, but I think if I considered, I guess, getting another monitor, because I have one right now. If I would grab another one, I would probably put that above mine, maybe even another ultra wide. So I have 2. The only problem is the monitor arm that I use right now is kind of struggling with the weight of the monitor. Maybe that's just specific to the one that I use, but it's kind of struggling. It's hanging in there, but it's sometimes it's kind of, you know, it's dragging down, but generally it's holding so far at least. So I might reconsider getting another ultra wide. Maybe I would grab another, I guess, stronger arm if I would. I can't really put anything on either of my, like on either side, because here's my camera, hello. And then on the other side I have like a light and other technical stuff, which I don't want to move. So I would probably put it above my first one. I am not either. Okay, please. You know, I uploaded a TikTok video, or a TikTok, whatever you call it. I think 2 days ago or so. No, I think last week actually. About when I talked about thumbs in one of the feedback sessions. And like every second comment was, that sounds like a rule of thumb. And I was like, oh no, why did I upload that video? Why? 2 of 3, so any option. Main is 4K, 1 left, 1 right. Ooh. 1 for home as I want to use privately. Yeah. Welcome, gamer who games. Hope you games. Hope you are gaming right now. Oh, sorry. Just threw my phone away. Welcome, hope you had a great day. Both PCs have 2 attached, and the main one is connected to both. Yeah. Yeah, maybe at some point I'll consider it. Right now I'm not, I guess, I don't feel like I need more space. It can be useful sometimes, but I don't feel, I guess, pressed to get another one. Okay, we want to sculpt some eyes today, which means we want to do that, which means I need to upload my image, my quick sketch, to social media, and then we're going to begin. So your TikTok on with shrink wrap modifier, it helped me. Nice. You mean the one with the arm wraps? So yeah, we're gonna start sculpting some eyes. We're gonna explore some different techniques, and hopefully now finally crack the code when it comes to eyes. Every time I learn something new, it always feels like there's like this lock on this next, like there are always gateways to learn something new, and once you kind of reach that, like this gate, and you have like this lock that's that's keeping it closed, but then there's one info that you need to break that lock and continue getting better, and that's sort of maybe what I found today. We'll see. Okay, spoilers. I mean, not spoilers. No spoilers, first of all, because I can't give any. Second of all, yeah, we'll see. Cliffhanger. I'm gonna see you in 3 minutes. I'm gonna upload the image, and then we're gonna begin sculpting. So I hope you enjoy the compilation. I'll see you in 3 minutes. The one with the arm, yeah. Was very helpful for me too. Okay, I'll see you in 3 minutes. There it is. Back at it again. We're done with the quick sketch. You know what I'm excited for next month? You know why? Because then we're gonna be done with these quick sketches. At some point, well, they usually take like an hour, and I stream for like 3 hours, which is quite a long time. You know, 1/3 just for the quick sketch I think is a little bit too long, and I want to, yeah, after 365 days I'm gonna call it. You know, it just kind of feels, you know, imagine having 1 more hour to work on something. I also think it works better for the stream on YouTube because, well, YouTube streams after 3 hours, you know. If you're not here in the first 3 hours, you will just see it as videos, and then I think it's just better to see like, oh, there's a live stream or a video about, I don't know, exploring the intricate details of eyes, and then you see like, you know, me here sculpting for like an hour until we get to the actual topic. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna do a few more, of course, until we're done. We have 365, and then we're gonna end that series, I guess. And then we're gonna look back at all of them. I think your work on Blender is very good, and I'm impressed with your skill. Very underrated. You deserve more followers. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, you know. I think there's still a lot that I can improve, especially eyes, as you can see. Well, let's see what we can do today. So as you can see, that's what we did yesterday. That's also what you can see on in the YouTube thumbnail. And the question that I had, or the thing that kind of tripped me up, is you can see here, comparing these eyes to these eyes. Well, first of all, you can see he looks like he's been smoking a lot, okay? Why is that? Because his irises look huge compared to his. So the first question that I had was basically like, wait, the eyes are supposed to be this big. How can these be bigger than these ones? But then I tried like, oh, can I move the eyes back, the eyeballs back into the eyes? The eyelids need less room to cover the eye, but that wouldn't work because then they would be too deep in the skull. And I was like, how does that work? But then today I realized, or I learned that that the eye, when you talk about eye width, and you generally say for characters, the eye, 5 eyes next to each other equal the head width, and 1 eye in between the two equal, I guess, the correct size between the two, you know? You can put 1 eye in between the two, and which is then the correct distance between the two, I guess. But then, you know, it never really fit because the eyes down here are smaller than here, and I couldn't really get them quite right when it comes to the size. I couldn't make them smaller than this. And the reason for that was because the eyeballs are actually smaller than the eyelids. The eyelids are bigger than the eyeballs. The eyeballs are, well, yeah, the eyes in themselves, when you say eyes, you would say like the eyelids. And then if you talk about the eyeballs are roughly, I think, 6 to 7 eyeballs next to each other equal the head width, which of course then makes sense why the eyelids, or why the eyes can be smaller, why also the irises can be smaller, you know, if you scale them down, you know, maybe to this size. I think that would be more appropriate. And then the space between the eyelids would be something more like 1.5, 1.25 or 1.5 eyeballs in between them. So that makes more sense. That's what I've sort of learned today, and I want to kind of test that, I guess. But quick sketching keeps your creativity and skills on top form. It definitely. So yeah, it definitely helps with warm up. It helps with, I guess, yeah, creativity. Generally, what I do for when I don't know what I want to sculpt, I don't really like for the quick sketches. What I started doing pretty early, especially when I did these sculpts, is I grab references, which I then, you know, try to recreate in 3D, because I couldn't really come up with something every day. So I just, you know, decided I'm just gonna, you know, use references. So creativity is not necessarily like something, I guess, you train. You get new ideas by doing different projects, of course, every day. But like the problem is, like, you know, if you only have 3 hours and then you spend 1 hour on the quick sketch, I think it's just a little bit too much time that you can spend on something else. You know, we talked about me spending 15 minutes or 20 minutes every day on an aim trainer, and how much that can improve your aim. Imagine 1 full hour, how much you can do in 1 hour every day, or at least 4 times a week. You know, how much more you can do. If I wanted to, I could create 4 YouTube videos in the same time, or, you know, record 4. But yeah, I agree. They can be very good, especially if you want to, if you're new to something, like sculpting, for example. If you're a beginner in sculpting, doing quick projects every day, or maybe even after one, you know, one after the other, can help a lot when you want to manifest a new workflow, for example. What it does is it keeps you in the, especially if you want to learn the basics, it helps you with that because you can't get lost in details because you don't have time working on them. That's one advantage in these quick sketches, and especially doing them when you, I guess, or when you're new and when you're a beginner in sculpting, for example. Found it a bit weird in the beginning too, but it gives you time to warm up, discuss with chat about random stuff, and let people join. Yeah, but I kind of, yeah, I thought that too. The thing is, like, usually, like, at least 50% of all the people that see the stream do so afterwards. And, which means that I think it's more, and then, like, of course, the longer the streams are up, the more people will see it afterwards, and I think then it's just more convenient for it to be like to start right into the topic. And you know, the good thing about YouTube is you can always scroll back if you want to learn, or if you've missed a topic, you know, you can always on YouTube just, you know, rewind and then watch from there if you don't mind not watching live. And of course, you can always just kind of slightly elongate the intro where I ramble about what's going on or what we do in that stream. You know, better than I could. I mean, you know, if you do these for a year, you can probably get to something very close. Okay, let's go. Yeah. So these ones will be the comparison today or yesterday and today. I will not expect to be better, but I, you know, if I'll be better, I will be, I will not be surprised. Sounds weird. I will not, you know, I guess let down if I need to learn more, but maybe I found the key to my knowledge. Okay, let's make a new collection here. Let's call this day 1. Oh, you know what's one of the most popular video topics, or at least from my experience when it comes to Blender? It's Blender, my Blender progress from beginning to whatever time, or in this time frame, basically, you know. And then you can see like a compilation of all the project that they did in that time. I can see why they're popular. It just yeah, I think you can basically do that for anything you can learn, like dancing or backflips or whatever, and it's always going to be entertaining. Blender Guru, I do have seen him before. He got you into Blender. Oh, nice. Wait, who actually? I don't remember. No. Oh, actually, the first tutorial that I did, well, the first tutorial that I ever did was 2 years before I started actually using or learning Blender. I did a lightsaber tutorial as my first tutorial, and that didn't work. And then I just said like, oh well, I give up. And then two years later, I started again. I started, like, I gave it another shot, and then since then, here I am now, almost 3 years later, still enjoying it. Yeah, the intro tutorial that I watched. Oh, I want to find that again because they had. What I always love is when I remember an old YouTuber that I watched, or any old creator, I guess, that I watched on YouTube, and then see or like checking what they do now. I remember they had like a beginner tutorial series in a playlist, which I did, I think, from beginning to end. And then in the end, I looked through their I guess videos, and they had like a full-on Blender animation of, I think, like a ninja fight in like a dojo. And I would love to see if they made new videos and like if they've improved and, you know, whatnot. I always love to see that. Coming back to the, you know, I've improved so much in whatever years videos. Not many have enough patience and concentrate. What do you mean for in what case? I already forgot what we talked about. Yeah, the videos are always well, you know, these sort of progression videos are, I think they're so popular because they, oh, hold on, because they're similar to an what do you call it, like a summary to a book, because you can watch them and you can sort of see the time frame that it could take you to learn something, or the it can sort of show you, like, you know, how much you can improve in 1 year, 2 years, whatever. Okay, so here's the plan. Oh, that's not the plan. There it is. So so these ones we've discussed before, you know, Terry Crews, that's the one that we can see here. Wait, that's the one that we can see here. You can see horrible, disgusting. Then the other one is Liam Grease. No, is that the right word? I can't remember the right name. Him, right here. And then I've grabbed a few more. I've grabbed 2 from each gender, and 2, I guess, from each age group, or not each, but from different age groups. So we have 1 male, we have 1 female for younger people, and we have 1 male and 1 female for older people. The younger people, well, older people make it easier for you to see the different parts of the face. Like, oh, we have like fat underneath the eye here. We can see the fat is sort of falling, or I guess drooping down. I always like to call it drooping down, like falling down. It gets saggy, so it kind of covers the eyes more. These finer details are a little bit harder to see in younger people because the skin is, I guess, more stiff and more smooth, so it's harder to see the small details. So it's always good to have an older person that you can, for example, use as reference, or that you use as reference, and then a younger person to compare the two and how they change. How, I guess, the features that you can see very clearly in this one, how they are still in this one, but I guess a little bit different. Yeah, so I grabbed young and old, female and male, basically. We're not, the plan is not to finish all of them. I'm gonna start with 1 and then go to the next one once I guess, feel comfortable, I guess. The video that made me realize I can do more was when I followed your Tom Hiddleston sculpting. Oh no. Your breakdown of the workflow made me understand how much important a workflow is. Going in blindly, yeah. I don't like the Tom Hiddleston sculpt, because I think it's one of my weaker likeness sculpts, but I guess, you know, you can only go up. But yeah, I think it was one of the first that where I kind of focused on explaining the sculpting workflow from beginning to end. I did it once before, but yeah, that was the newest one, I guess. Okay. Oh, let me import the one. Okay. Do you want to decide which one we should start with? 1. Do we have 1, 2, 3, 4? You can type 1, 2, 3, 4, or I'm gonna select myself in 2 minutes or in 1 minute. Let's see. Let me make a timer for 1 minute. If nobody wants to vote, then I'm gonna do it myself. Hold on. One and 4. Oh no, we have 2 votes. Okay, hold on. Well, okay. It's 2008. 2108. If it's when it's 2108, 09, I'm gonna end it. Okay. 69. Okay, interesting. There's always one, you know. There's always one, and usually they sit in the back of the class, always being loud. That's you today, Hustler. I mean, basically every day. Well, we have 1, 4, and 3. Hustler, if you behave, you can now decide which one it should be, or you choose 2, and then I guess, you know, I guess I have to decide. Or I cycle through them 69 times to see which one you actually pick. But that would be quite annoying. You pick? Okay. Oh, hold on. Somebody said 1 or 3. Gamer, you said 1 or 3, which means we have 2 for 3. Which means we're going to do this one first. Okay. Of course, we're going to focus on the eyes, not the full face. But still. There you go. Okay. I always wonder, for dogs, some dog breeds have the same sort of eyes where the skin sort of covers the eyes slightly. I wonder if you can ask that person, or ask that dog, I guess. Some old people have that too. If you can see that your eye is covered slightly, or if that sort of your brain just kind of removes, similar to how you can see your nose with your eyes. No, wait, there's something that the eye removes. There's like a blind spot in your eye, which then just gets rendered out from your eye, or from your brain. I wonder if that's the same with when your eye gets covered. No, I'm not going to select 2. Okay, let's begin. So, yeah. So for this one, it's actually a little bit, one thing that is, that you could note is that, if you smile, because there's a muscle that's connecting to the mouth that is right here and goes to the cheekbone, and then it kind of pulls everything up, you know, like this. All the tissue and all the fat that is right here gets pushed together and pushed up, which means that oftentimes you have like the small, your lower eyelids get kind of pushed up a little bit, especially if you're younger. You can see here for her, it's not too much. I think it's a little bit. Usually the lower eyelid only really, I guess, touches the iris rather than covering it. So you can see, even just looking at eyes, you can see expressions like smiling, because the lower eyelid sort of gets pushed up a little bit by smiling, which makes the eyes a little bit, I guess, smaller. Okay, let's begin. No more rambling. Let's start with 20 resolution. So I like to just, even if we only sculpt the eyes, I like to begin with the head fully, the head shape, because that, you know, kind of tells me how big the eyes should be. I don't really like just using a cube and then adding eyes to it. That doesn't really give me a good estimation as to how big they need to be, and isn't really realistic. Why would you ever sculpt, I guess, eyes onto a cube, except for maybe when you want to learn sculpting them? But even then, you know, I guess it could be useful if you're a beginner and you don't really know how to sculpt like a head. Then you can just, you know, you can do it. But yeah. Here we go. The head is done. No, we need to do some more adjustments. Okay, so the thing with this one, it seems like the focal length is quite shallow, or quite, I guess you could say shallow, quite low. Which means, as you can see, if I, for example, zoom into this, it may be harder to see. Maybe we can use this one. The face gets sort of distorted by the focal length. The smaller your focal length, the more faces or anything gets distorted. See? Woo! So to avoid that, you can work with 85, for example, 85 focal length, and the best references you can find would also be 85 or more focal length for the camera. You can oftentimes see in photographs if it's a it's hard to really determine the exact value, but you can see when faces appear flatter. That's oftentimes where you have higher values of focal length. If they have, especially if you can see the jaw, sort of the jaw. Basically, if they look straight into the camera, if you can see the jaw, or at least the back of the jaw, that's oftentimes a good indication as to whether or not the focal length is high or low. First head done. Oh, nice. For her, it seems like she has like more like a round face, so that's what I want to keep in mind too. as I said before, the ear above the ears is the widest part of the head, which is right there. We can maybe move the jaw closer together. Make a nice V shape for the jaw. Okay. There you go. We're probably going to change the shape a little bit more, but I think that's a good beginning. So, don't you want to switch back to the Blender scene? Oh, true. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes, especially, like, I can see my preview, my stream preview, or my stream, I can see it. But, you know, I only really see the movement. I don't really see exactly what it is, except when I look over. And that's why I oftentimes miss when I forget to move from the display capture to the Blender screen. There you go. I think that's a good beginning. So, yeah. There are different ways how I want to approach this. The first one is doing the same that I've done before. Basically just digging in. Let's begin with that. So we're gonna begin with adding eye holes. Right here, right in the middle of the head. Maybe a little bit too deep. Add them there. Make them nice and round. Female sculpts are usually rounder eye holes. Right here. And then hold on, let me get rid of these. There you go. Only notice all the details after I'm done. When you're done sculpting? Or you mean the scene change? Okay. And then I pull this back to kind of imitate the nose. I guess the nose bridge. What we could do is what I want to do here is still, I want to add the cheekbone, because that's also part of the eye. It's kind of holding the eye. What I like to do there is I like to make this smaller, and then I like to create a small cut right here, which also immediately creates a separation where you have the nose right here and then the mouth right there if we want to add it, but we don't. Okay, there you go. And then we can go back like this to add the cheekbone right here. Okay, still looks kind of weird, but that's okay. Okay. Next thing that I want to do is I want to add the forehead first before I add the eyes. For her, she has quite a shallow one, it seems. Of course, we only have a front view, but that should be good enough. It also seems that the forehead is quite narrow. Sometimes, like the eyebrows are further out, I guess, wider apart. For her, it's quite thin, quite narrow, let's say. Oftentimes you have a sort of triangle shape right here, or like a small edge right here, and this edge can vary between being wide or being narrow. For her it's more narrower, so it looks more like this. Of course it's way smoother, but still. There you go. So we have two planes here. We have this one, we have this one, and we have this one. Well, we have this one, and we have this one. And you can see the edge between the two right here. Okay. The cheekbone generally is also the widest when it, like, here in the front, in my observation. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. If I look at my reference, maybe a little bit wider in the back, but not too much. Maybe that much. There you go. Already looks more like a human. Welcome, Mr. Spike, or yeah, Mr. Spike Shorts. Hope your shorts are not too spiky to sit down. I don't know. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed your Thursday. As you can see, we're sculpting some eyes, practicing eye sculpting. Another thing is that generally the forehead is slightly rounded. The one mistake that I did for this one is that that the forehead here is quite flat. Generally, I would probably move this back a little bit so that the forehead is a little bit rounder. You can see it in this one here too. Somebody asked on TikTok. This is a crochet or male human anatomy figure from 3D Total, if you want to grab that one. Look at him. Roberto in real life, until I 3D print him, I guess. Hold on. I always need to hold him in a certain way to hide his genitals. Can you see that? See how his forehead is slightly rounded? That's what I want to add here too. Genius? What do you mean? I'm not a genius. Can't even sculpt eyes correctly. Okay. So we have a slightly rounded forehead, and then that's basically all we need. Okay. What you can also see with her is the cheekbone right here. Do you see this very, very clear cut right here? Wait. Right. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Grab this. See this very, very clear cut right here, or wrinkle? The part right here is fat. Let's make the fat, I guess, wobbly. There you go. Make it look like bread. Or like a pancake. And then down here you can see the cheekbone. Zip. And going back like this. That's where you can see the very clear distinction between cheekbone and fat right here. That is not really visible in, I guess, younger people. Okay. Where's my cursor? There it is. Okay. So, yeah, let's sculpt the eyes first. No, let's sculpt, yeah, I guess the eyes. I'm gonna say eyes for the eyelids and eyeballs when I talk about eyeballs. Otherwise, I'm gonna go crazy. Okay. I'm just gonna buff this up here. Okay, that should be good enough. So, let's add the eyes. So what I've done before always is, I've just, yesterday, for example, I just did this to add the eyeball, which I'm gonna do now too. Or the eye itself. No, this is the eyeball. This is supposed to be the eyeball. Right here. So I added that one. The problem that I now see with this technique is that I would like to begin with, I would like to begin by knowing that they're the right size without having to change them afterwards, which I can't really guarantee with this technique. So I would probably rather immediately add spheres instead of sculpting them. But I want to go through this once. I'm just going to go through it again, and then we can use the new technique. Then we add the upper eyelid right here. And then we add the lower eyelid right there. Generally, the upper eyelid is further forward than the lower eyelid. I also grab the crease brush to just, I guess, sharpen the edge for the eyelid right here. Do the same up here. There you go. Now we can already see eyes. Looks more like a mask right now. Oh. Smooth this edge here. I need to remove the other ones again. Okay. Okay. You can see the distance between these eyes right now, the eye corners, from this corner to the other one. is not one eye, so we need to push them further out. Maybe that far. That seems to be pretty good. Okay. And then we need to go and add one more thing. As you can see, above the eye, upper eyelid, and below the forehead, I guess you could say, the eyebrows, there's a fat pad that is right here. Oh, another thing that I learned is that the fat pads actually get smaller. They shrink as you get older. I thought they would do the opposite for some reason, but they actually get smaller. Which is why oftentimes for older people, you can really see the eye holes. That's always oftentimes why older people have like such deep eyes, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so the fan pad is underneath the eye lid right here. I mean the eyebrow and on the eyelid. Right there. And then below it, you can already see it right here. We already marked it. Let's add it right here. There you go. It's very rough, of course. We're gonna add more resolution soon. It looks pretty good. Another thing we discovered yesterday, or we kind of, let's say discovered, is that the corner of the eye is, when you look from the side, is further forward than the outer corner of the eye. The inner corner is further, I guess, forward than the outer corner. Just very slightly, but it's still the case, I guess you could say. I think that's pretty good. We can go to 50 now. I only really use 20 resolution to, I guess, block out the shape. So now that we have the shape, we can go to 50 and refine it. So now I remove the eyeball because I need to replace it with an actual sphere. Right here. Okay, so we have the eye hole. Let's refine the eyelid. As you can see for her, the fat, or their skin sort of covering the eyelid, which is somewhat difficult to sculpt, especially with low resolution geometry. But let's see what we can do here. I think what I want to do is I want to just sculpt it as if it's just an eyelid, and then I'm going to separate it into two pieces afterwards. I think that'll make some more sense. Which means that the eyelids should not meet, but the lower one should go underneath the other one. Right here. Like this. Then we can also separate the fat pad from the eyelid, because, well, they're not connected, they're only lying on top of each other. I guess you could say they're connected, but they're not one of the same. There you go. Oftentimes, or sometimes you also have two layers of fat. Sometimes the fat sort of stacks on top of each other. So you could have another layer right here. If, you know, sometimes it looks that way, but for her it doesn't seem to be the case. There you go. And then the eyelid looks pretty good. The upper eyelid, yeah. Oh, another thing, generally, this part here, especially for Caucasian people, this part of the eye, right above the eye corner, the inner eye corner, this part here is quite deep. If you look at sculpts, it's the same there. Well, of course, because sculpts don't have eyes, but there's nothing really that can sort of cover the space, so we have like a very, very deep spot right here. The whole of the eye, basically. Okay. Let's refine the eyebrow a little bit. Of course, she's raising her eyebrows, but which of course if it lifts it further away from the eye, but I don't want to lift it too high. Generally speaking, the eye is quite high or quite close to the eyebrow, to the eyebrows. What I also want to learn at some point is when you do like this, you don't really, of course, you don't move the bone underneath. And because there's basically only skin cover or sort of sliding over the bone. Ooh. I wonder if there are any volume changes when you do this rather than this. Like if the bone underneath, I don't know. I just want to kind of, I guess, explore that expression a little bit more and whether or not it looks how I think it will, or it looks different. That is probably the most descriptive non-description that I ever said, but, you know, maybe you understood what I said. Okay, let's separate the eyelids from the skin that is covering it. I don't know if I have enough geometry to do that actually. I'm gonna add one more, probably 100, and then that should be good enough. Okay, so we have the fat pad down here. We have another one, of course, that is sort of covering this area. We have a deep part right there. Same here. And then we have the fat pad that is underneath the eyebrow. Right here. There you go. Okay, doesn't look too old just yet. I think we need some eyes here to really make it look like actual eyes. Right now it kind of looks weird without them. So let's add eyes. I want to grab the ones that I have a base mesh for. I don't want to just use a sphere, because why would I? Oh, we already have some. Hold on. There it is. Perfect. So these ones should be, hold on, we're going to use an array modifier. Set that to, let's say, 6. Usually females have bigger eyes than males because they have smaller heads. The eye size doesn't change, as you said before. It can vary very slightly, but it doesn't really change that much. Okay, we're going to move it over here. As you can see, it's a little bit too small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make it a little bit bigger so it fits into the width. The head might also be a little bit too big still. So maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller, like this. Then we're going to remove the array. And a mirror modifier. I have set up a hotkey for the mirror modifier, which is control, whatever that is. Control plus slash, I guess. Which adds the mirror modifier. Very convenient. There you go. The iris is slightly touching the upper eyelid. No, the lower eyelid. And, well, for her it's a little bit different because she's smiling. Backslash, true. Yeah, for me it's a different button though. Hold on, can you see that? I think it's too small. It's this one up here. The one above tab. That one. Maybe that's just for the German keyboard. Maybe usually there's a backslash there. I don't even know where mine is. Delta? Yeah. Rückwärtsstrich? I don't know if that's the right word for it. It's the letter that you press when you want to take something, like what is the English expression when you want to have a math equation where you say 2 and then there's a smaller number at the top right of that number, which then means like if you have 2 and then the small number is 2, it's 2 times 2, or if you have 3 and then 3, you have 3 times 3 times 3. What is that expression in English? I can't remember. I never had math. You know, math in German is already enough for me. I don't need it in English too. Accent? Oh, square, true. Yeah, square. Yeah, four. Is it 4 square? No. I don't know. I had enough math in my life. Okay, I don't need more. Okay. Let's look at the reference. Hello. Oh, wrong one, of course. There it is. So, okay. Let's look at the iris. Look at that. Way better size. Look at him. He looks like he's blazing. He's blazed through 3 worlds. Look at him. His irises are just way too huge. Even his. I think I made his smaller already. Maybe these could be a little bit smaller too, but at least they fit quite well into the eye. So let's continue with this. Power of X, root. No, root is when you put the small roof on top of it. Yeah, I think I checked out in high school when I can't even remember. The only thing that I remember from math in high school was that I was good at geometry, which, you know, kind of, I guess, predicted, or sort of, which was the first sort of sign that I like 3D. I was good at vector math. Two is 2 squared 2, 2 squared 6. Oh, power of? That's weird. Why? Okay. Oh, because it's squared. Okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I set every program to English. I do that too. Who needs German anyway? Or your native language. So another thing that you can see here, it still seems to be too big right now. Probably because the head is still too big. Maybe we can make it a little bit slimmer. I don't want to make it too slim though. So the eyes could maybe be a little bit smaller actually. There you go. What we could also do, of course, we could actually work with the dimensions that we have here. If you set the world settings here to units, length in centimeters, we can say, well, this should be, no, what would be? Scale should be, no, hold on. The dimensions should be 24 centimeters, but of course we're not working with those because that would be too good. That would be too easy. So we're not going to use them. Quadratzahlen. Yeah. forget about those. Who needs them anyway? Okay, so now that the eye is smaller, we can also make the skin around the eye smaller. We should probably move the eye a little bit further into the middle though. As you can see, there isn't really that much space between the iris and the corner of the eye. Which means now we have some more space that we can remove. Or reduce, whatever you want to call it. That's better. Oh no. Face Curious, welcome. Hope you enjoyed your Monday. No, wait. your Wednesday. I don't want to scare you. Sorry. It's not Monday, it's Wednesday. Okay. I just picture him. Picture Face Curious. Furiously trying to find their phone, seeing whether or not it's Monday or not. Okay, there you go. So the fat pad can probably be a little bit smoother, and then we can probably also lift the bone here a little bit higher. You can see this part here is a little bit flatter, at least from what I can see. There you go. Nightbot doesn't like spamming. He's very strict. Just pretend the stream is recorded. Oh, you mean to pretend like it's Monday? And then just randomly predict that somebody called Face Curious is joining? Imagine somebody would do that, like some streamer would just pretend like it's pre-recorded. I wonder if that would work. Probably just for a certain time. Okay, now we can separate the two. We have the skin right here, which sort of lifts up somewhere over here. We need 100 resolution for it to really look good, but at least we can sort of bring it in right here. You can see here the fold really makes it look like it's 2 layers. Monday looking into the future, exactly. You know, maybe all these streams are already pre-recorded. Who knows? Maybe I've recorded them a year ago. I gave myself a 1 year head start. 1 year head start. All of these are pre-recorded. It's all a big experiment. So in roughly a month, I'm gonna make a video. I fooled everyone into thinking I was online for a year. Easy. Exactly. Just remove the chat and then, or just, yeah, record. Oh, well, recording doesn't work. I would have to remove the overlay. I remember back in the day when you could just, for your old smartphone apps, when you could just, like, you had these daily, I guess, prizes for any games, and then you could just sort of, you know, I guess, change your time zone or change your date, and then you could grab the daily, the daily prize again. Back in the day when that was still possible. Good old times. She still looks kind of, I guess, sad. I think that's just because of the what would you call it? The fold that is right here. Okay. Okay, let's add 100 resolution and then we should be good with this one. Back to the future, exactly. Back to the digital future. That one told me he had a friend that didn't receive his emails because the PC time kept resetting. Oh no. Sent in 1980. Oh no. The emails. Oh my god, that is. Oh wow. Speaking of old PCs, I remember my first, I think it was like a, not an apprenticeship, but in school, in high school, we had these programs, I think every year or so. No, we had them like 3 times. Where we could basically, where we would, I guess, do jobs, like normal jobs to see what could interest, what interests we have and what we could pursue afterwards. And one of them was, for me, was a biology laboratory where they, I think, studied plants and all that. And one of the colleagues was, I think, somewhere else. Like, I think they either had vacation or they worked somewhere else, which meant that I could use their PC. But that thing was the slowest PC that I've ever encountered. Dude, I had to start the PC when I guess entered the building, whatever, and then an hour later it would be ready to be used. Before that, even just moving your mouse would lag for probably 10 minutes. But then afterwards everything was fine. There was either some sort of virus or it was actually that slow. It was painful. But fortunately, I didn't have to use it for that much. So it wasn't like a huge chore. It was still annoying. It was one of these, it even had one of the old, like, beige cases. That was, like, super popular back in the day. Before you had silver or black or whatever. Good old beige ones. See, now with this amount of resolution, we can actually add some smaller folds too. Bring some more structure into the face. Start PC, travel to China, have a tea there, go to Amsterdam for a waffle, and some cigs, some special tree, I guess you could say. Come back to start working, exactly. Yeah, I would start the PC so that I could then at the end of the day, that I could write my, I guess, my protocol or whatever I had to fill out, kind of document what I did at that day, on that day. Broccoli. Exactly. The special type of broccoli. The funny broccoli. The one that tells jokes. I think the skin is a little bit too thick right now. I'm gonna reduce the size. Make sure that I have front faces only on. Do not destroy the scope. Okay, that should be good enough. I think we're getting pretty close if you look at this. The inner corner is sort of non-existent right now. Let's add it. There you go. Okay. Perfect. Little fold right there. It ends somewhere over here. Okay. By the way, I probably want to one thing that what I thought about is, now that I want to consider changing my eye workflow, I consider redoing the beginner eye sculpting tutorial that we did yesterday, or I guess session. Not necessarily a tutorial, more like a, you know, sculpt with me, I guess, and follow along. You know, redoing that one. What I also want to do I want to do more of these follow along sculpting sessions. And the one that I consider doing next week would be a character. So I have a few in mind, but if you have any more, you know, you can, I guess, put them in the inspiration channel in Discord, or you can, I guess, I don't know, write them to me, and then I can, you know, I'll consider them. Which would then probably be like a, you know, 2 to 3 hours, no, well, 2 hour sculpt follow along of, you know, creating a character. I think that could be pretty cool too. When I put these on my video channel, I will probably, I guess, cut them down a little bit. Because why would I upload the same video again, you know? And also, you know, I think it's more approachable that way then. Or more, what do you call it? Like more easier to watch, let's say. There you go. Let's look at it in rendered view. Okay, I think the eyes are a little bit too close. Another thing that could be is that the camera is too high. Wait, where's the camera? Where's the camera? There it is. Nope, it's in the right position. Okay. So I guess it's just the... I think it's the... You know what? You can probably read my mind, right? No, what is it? The... I think we need to adjust the eyes just slightly. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think it looks pretty close. It looks pretty similar. Look at it. Of course, we don't have the definition necessarily. The lighting might not be that good. Let's see if we can change it a little bit to get something a little bit better, slightly better here. Change the world. A rotation. There you go. I think that's pretty good. Now that I know that the eyes can be smaller, I'm feeling more comfortable. You have to go? Okay, I'll see you, Mr. Glizzy. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining. Realistic characters. Well, I will probably turn them into realistic characters, but It doesn't. They don't have to be. One that I considered was the new agent from Valorant. Although I probably want to make a more elaborate project out of that. Maybe can also be other characters. You know, I don't know. Dude, you know, I thought of what was it? Is it Son Goku? No, is that the right word? But I, for some reason, my mind went to Sudoku. Yeah, you know, any character. So yeah, the cool thing, Lego sort of explained to me how these eyes work. There are two properties right here in the item. Yeah, properties right there, which can change the color of the eye and also the lightness. So if we change the color to 1, and then the lightness to... Oh no, hold on. I think it's too dark. We can't really see how much the eye changes. But if we remove this... Why is it so blurry? Did I mess up the eye? No. I did, but how? Oh no. What did I do? Weird. Well, maybe the... something went wrong. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay. Chun-Li? Oh, that's a cool one. Big thigh girls? Well, I would focus on the face. If you wanna... I also want to focus on bodies at some point this year. So we would probably do some thick thigh girls too, of course. You know, we want to fill the whole spectrum. So we could, I guess, save her for then. I think she's more recognized for her legs, I guess, than her face necessarily. I would say maybe that's false, but you know, that's just my opinion. Okay, I think I would call this done. We can do the next one. So if you want to decide the next one, feel free. We have 1, 2, and 4. Do you want to see them again? There you go. So we have 1, 2, and 4. Wait. Of course you can't see them. Hold on. There you go. We have 1, 2, and 4. So if you want to decide, I'm going to give you a minute again. If not, then I'm going to decide myself. Let's put this aside, and then we have another one we can do. For this one, we're going to do a different workflow. For the next one. I already feel like this one's better than the other one. 4, okay. I want to see you make a Bojack. You mean Bojack Horseman? Well, I don't know if that's a good character to sculpt when I want to practice eyes or like, or I guess, oh, you know what? I didn't say that I want to practice eyes, but I kind of wanted to practice eyes when I do a character, the next character. I just wanted to expand, I guess, the topic a little bit so that it's not focused on eyes. Bojack, you mean Bojack Horseman, right? That's the only Bojack that I know. Yeah. That could also be an interesting one, but I guess for him you would have to do the whole body to really make him look like him, because only his eye, you know, the face is basically just like a body, so it doesn't really change much. Yeah, maybe at some point. Bojack Horsemen are filled with regret, doubt, and alcohol. Oh yeah. We could do that when I want to practice expressions. 4. You used that reference photo a lot, did I? I know that I like. Did I ever use it? I don't think so. This one? I don't know if I've used it before. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, we're gonna use that one then. Okay. Let's add a new sphere. There you go. Go into scope mode and retopologize. There you go. Okay. Next step. So one thing that I would like to maybe refine would be the, although, never mind. Maybe not. Okay, we can begin sculpting. There you go. Okay, I want to sit back down and then we can continue. Yeah, a lot to explain the face. Yeah. I like the concept, or there's a video concept or a series on I don't know where they posted or which channel. But the idea is basically that experts in certain topics explain a concept to kids, I think, with different levels of complexity. So they begin very, very simple, and then they get more complex. So they explain the same concept basically like 5 times, but they make it more and more, I guess, technical. That sort of gave me the idea for the, or that sort of inspired me for sort of to do, I would call them let's sculpt. You know, you could do some sculpts or some sculpt follow along sculpting sessions that are more catered to beginners, more catered to advanced sculptors, more catered to maybe experts even. Or you could even, I guess, create, or you can say, well, now the sculpt will become an advanced sculpt or whatever, you know. So at some point, you know, you start off as a beginner sculpt, but then it transitions to advanced and then maybe expert. The wire, yeah, it was wired, yeah. They go from child, yeah. I never watched the videos, but the concept is pretty cool. Okay, let's do the next one. So for this one, what I want to do is I want to immediately add spheres and then build around the spheres. I'm going to try a different way of sculpting the eyes too, or the face. So let's see. It's not going to change too much. Okay, wait, where's my reference? There it is. Wait, that's not the right one. Come on, where are you? Wait, didn't I add him? So for this one, I think the focal length is quite shallow, so we probably can't use it necessarily for the proportional reference, but generally we can still use it. You know, we can still, I guess, copy the look a little bit at least. Might try to learn how to sculpt in Blender someday. Oh, you should. Coward, welcome. Hope you enjoyed your Monday. Well, so I actually started digital drawing first, and then I switched to sculpting at some point. You know, maybe you did some drawing in your time, and maybe you liked drawing. Maybe sculpting is something for you too. I also wanted to sculpt in real life at some point, I wanted to do like a course, like a real life course, but I couldn't really find any near me. So I just, you know, stick to digital sculpting, I guess. You don't even need a graphics tablet, so, you know, there's nothing holding you back. You can even draw in Blender if you want. Three-dimensional drawings. I've never tried that before, but it looks really cool. Okay, so I'm going to focus more now on the head shape. Now that I need the head shape to kind of define the eye size a little bit more before we go and, you know, work on the rest. I'm going to work on the head size a little bit more, and then we can continue with the eyes. Probably gonna sculpt in the planes of the face first too. What I mean is, what I want to try is actually, I want to draw in the, I want to draw them in first, the eyebrows, which are supposed to be somewhere over here, maybe right there. I'm just gonna do this. Make a triangle here, and then right there. I'm gonna remove this part. You know what? That doesn't really make sense. I saw some cool tutorial that did this, and yeah, I tried it before, but it didn't really work. I don't think that'll work. No, who needs this? Nobody. Let's see, how can we do this? So, tutorial from Marco Bucci about 3D drawing. Once I get my sculpts looking good enough, I want to try that. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I mean, the blockout you can do with just spheres, for example, or you can do them in, I guess, in sculpt mode. Once you're comfortable enough, you can just kind of extend outwards from your body and then create the limbs. Once you're kind of comfortable with the proportions, for example. But in the beginning, I would probably begin with the spheres, because then you at least know that you have the right proportions. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna create the same holes that I did before. Okay, gonna move this back. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the side here. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's add the cheekbones right here. Nothing too crazy. Let's add the eyebrows. Make these nice little triangles here. For him, you can see the triangle is further outwards than for the lovely lady before that. Hard word for me to say for some reason. L's are not really my thing. Okay. We have the eye hole, we have the eyebrows, we have everything that we need. I think it's time to add the eyes. Okay. Wait. The jaw looks quite wide. I want to make it a little bit thinner. Okay. So we're gonna just grab the eyes again. And change the mirror object. There you go. So now we're gonna do the same here. Oh, we don't need mirror right now. We need the array modifier. Set it to, let's set it to 7. I think he has quite small eyes if I see that right. Hold on. There you go. Let's set it to 7 just to kind of see what it looks like. You know, we're in the experimenting phase. So we can allow ourselves to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be as wide as the widest part of the head. Right here. Scale it. There you go. He seems like he has quite oh, look at him. He's so scared. What are you doing with me? Okay, yeah, he looks like his eyes are quite far out. They're not like really sitting in the eye socket that much. So we can probably place it further forward. Somewhere over here. There you go, that's pretty good. Maybe even a little bit more. Okay. I've never seen a sculpt be so scared. Didn't know I'm that bad. Okay, now that we have the eye, we can just create the eyelids around it. What I did before, I'd used this technique before. What I did was basically just, I filled all of this up with volume. So we covered the eyeball like this, which is very similar to what I did for the first one. And then I just, you know, remove it again to create the actual eye. But maybe I already had the winning strategy, but I just veered off of it because I didn't see the power. Is veered even the right word? I don't even know. There you go. And then we have these eyes. It was kind of like a frog, but that's okay. Let's fill the rest. Add the fad right here. Okay. Are the eyes too close together? It seems that way. If you look at the distance here, let's make the cursor as big as the eye is. Maybe that big. Oh no, it fits. No, it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, it feels like this technique is better. Right off the bat, it feels more comfortable. You immediately see, like, I don't know, it just feels like you have one piece you can sort of anchor yourself on. You have like this, you know, this, the thing that you know is right, which you can then use to put everything, I guess, on. The anchor of the sculpt, basically. When you sculpt the eye, you don't really have that necessarily. There's another technique that doesn't use eyes right away, which we're going to use afterwards, after this one. Maybe that one works too, but this one feels the best so far. There you go. Okay. Any song from the playlist played so far? Yeah, I've set it to shuffle. Do you want to hear one of the new ones? Are you tired of the song? Let's see. Hold on. Oh no, there are so many. I don't know if they're not all new, but this one's pretty good, I think. Yeah, today, yeah, there was one that has been played. Yesterday there were more. No, there were more than one. Actually, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let's play this one. This one is not one of them. Okay, no, hold on, let's just play the one. So this one's not from the... So Riot released 2 playlists that are like lo-fi songs. This one's actually not from that list, or from that playlist. From these 2 playlists. It's like a separate, I guess, set of songs, like an album. But this one is also very... I don't know. It sounds good, I guess. Yeah, there you go. They're also lo-fi, but they're not part of the lo-fi, I guess, list. They're actually quite far apart here. I don't even see the next one. Hold on. There's one. Yeah, maybe I'll do like a second playlist so we can switch between them. Maybe. And then once I get sick of one of them, we can switch again. Look at that. I already like these eyes. They're not there yet, but they look pretty good. One thing I need to change is the eye position. You can see how the iris is too low. Look at this. Way too low. Let's move it up. See, now I could just move press D to change to the other mesh, and then I could just move it up. Let's see. I want to know how you do that. Blender 3.0. Change mesh in sculpt mode. Alt Q? Why? Why? That's weird. Why does it have this new effect? I've never seen that effect before. That's cool. Look at that. Like a power up. It's leveling up. Okay, nice. Yeah, I used it in 2.93, but they changed it. Before you could just press D, but apparently now D's not good enough anymore. They needed to invent a new hotkey for it. for some reason. So now it's Alt Q. Looks like you looks like the sculpt takes damage. You hurt the sculpt. Why would you do this? Unbelievable. Okay, that's better. We can probably refine it a little bit more. I think another thing that I did before quite frequently, or pretty commonly, is that I made the eyelids a little bit too thick. They have a certain thickness, but I think I did made them too thick. Oh. Okay. We need to change the eye shape now. Wait, is that a new song? No. Well, it's a new song, but it's not from the League of Legends playlist. You know what? Screw this. Hold on. Music will return in a few seconds. There you go. So that's, I've made a new playlist. Well, I just created a new playlist with all the new songs, or from the lo-fi hip hop. What is it? The lo-fi hip hop League of Legends thingy. There you go. Welcome, Mr. South European man, I guess, or East European, Mr. Eastern man. Really learned a lot from your videos and streams. I appreciate that. Hey, I'm glad I can be helpful. As you can see, we're trying to improve I'm trying to improve my eyes right now, trying to develop a new workflow. The one that I use right now for these eyes looks pretty convincing, pretty promising. I think that's the better word for it. You know, even though I'm still in 20 resolution, it feels like I'm not. So that's a good sign. Let's go to 50. There you go. What do I need? I need... Oh, smoothing. Oh, it's still the same. Nice. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, that feels better. I think also when I make when the eye itself is smaller, it feels better to make the eyelids smaller or thinner. Maybe that's just my head, or maybe that's just me now knowing that they need to be thinner. I don't know. But look at those; they look pretty good already. Eyes are the worst part. Yeah. That's why I focus on them right now. I kind of realized that the eyes are too... Well, I realized that the eyes are currently my sort of weakness. So I kind of wanted not only studying them, but also, you know, practicing them. Probably gonna do a few more, I guess, over the weekend. Probably, you know, just practice them on weekends or, you know, whatever I want to practice. Do that a little bit more deliberately. So that I can then, at the end of this year, I can make a new video showing the process in 1 year, how my characters have changed. You know, like, oh, I re-sculpted my I redid my arcane project when the new season comes out. Oh, look. Oh, hold on. That sounds like an idea. I need to improve until the new arcane season comes out. That'll probably take a year or so, but, you know, I'll have enough time to then, you know, I'll be able to compare my my old characters to the new ones, and then, you know, that could be interesting. Welcome back, Zachary. Hope you have been doing well. As you can see, still doing eyes, but eyes are important, so I want to spend time on them. I already have a good workflow now that I want to probably keep. And it feels like the seal has been cracked. You know? It feels like I now solved the mystery in my brain when it comes to eyes. Of course, I need to practice them more, but I kind of solved the one piece of the puzzle that I needed to solve. Let's refine the area around the eye a little bit. There you go. Let's add a little bit more here, and then we can finish this piece. We don't even need 100 resolution. See how much resolution we can save by just using a sphere right away. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, I like them. Let's see what it looks like in rendered view. Oh, so the thing with this technique is that I need to I guess, because I basically build the scope, I move the volume, I push it above the eye so I can create the eyelids. What happens is that there's a lot of part of the scope basically in the eyeball, which makes the iris look like it's white in the middle. Look at this, it's white here in the middle, and that is because the sculpt is so far forward. Wait, where's my model? Oh, there you go. See, it's so far forward, so I need to push it back a little bit. Hopefully that was understandable. So what I need to do is I need to, see what I mean? I need to push this back. That shouldn't be a big hurdle. That should be good enough, hopefully. Let's find the eyelid here, and then there you go. Let's see if we need to change anything else. Go into rendered view. Oh, it's still white. Wow. Okay. Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Why didn't it update? What's happening? Why is this one low res? What happened? How? Wait, what? Something's weird. How can it be low res in this view, but when I go into solid view, it's high res? How is that possible? I never had that problem before. How does that even work? Look at this. It's now in normal view, you know, you can see the high resolution eyelids. And then if you go to rendered view, it's gone. How? How? Can you... Hold on. No, it doesn't work. Wait, what? What if I scope now in here? Nothing happens. Wait, what? It's even... You can even see it in this view, but... Oh. Nope. That's so weird. Okay. That's interesting. I guess I have to restart. Well, okay. Is the reference at the bottom a render? No, it's a photo. Let's see. Aha, nice. That looks pretty good, actually. I like the iris size. Animation time? Do you mean the... Oh, no. You mean the timeline? I don't know if that would change it. It's on 1. I can also set it to 0. I don't think it changes much. Okay. I want to do one more. I want to try one more workflow. So this one uses the we add the sphere before we add anything else. I think that one works quite well. You can see what it looks like. It doesn't have as much resolution as this one. But we're gonna compare this one to the old to the day 1 sculpts in soon, once we're done with the next one. But we're gonna do one more. So let's move this over. Okay, and do one more. Oh, there you go. Sculpting. Okay. Yeah, Perfect. I'm gonna choose the last one because I want to. Who would have guessed? Okay. Symmetry on. So which one should I wanted to do the oh. I want to do another young one just because I think that one is harder. So we're going to do this one. Another not so good reference for the head, but that's okay. Or for the person, I guess you could say. We can live with it. You can't really see the head shape, you can't really see the well, the hair is basically blocking 50% of the head, so it's hard to really sculpt most of it. But all we need really are the eyes. The rest we can sort of interpret, I guess. Did you manage to watch Arcane? I didn't. At this point, I decided to watch the next season, but not this one. So you don't have to ask again. I realized that watching the show is actually useful when you want to create characters from that show, you know. But, you know, now it's already too late. So I'm gonna just skip the first season, I guess, and then watch the next one. Whenever that comes out. In 2025. You're going to spit me? Interesting. Slash spit, you mean? Okay. That's a good shape. Skip. Yep, exactly. I'm gonna skip the first season. What are you gonna do about it? Huh? What are you gonna do? Report me? Try it. Okay. Eyes first. Generally, female. I guess females have bigger eyes. Generally. Not to say that all of them have it. That looks pretty good. Next up, move it back. watch it, we could watch it on stream. I don't know if that would turn out well, but we could do that for at least, I guess, 30 minutes until we get shut down. Or I guess. You're in with me. You're in the boat with me. If I go down, you go down too. If you want me to watch it, we need to watch it on stream. Seen so many clips, I already know the story. That looks pretty good. Ah, the eyes are a little bit too big, maybe? That looks pretty good. Ah, it's pretty wide. I'm gonna make it thinner. It's hard to see in a perspective view, actually. If you go into this view, it's easier. Who would have guessed? Non-perspective helps you seeing the actual size of something. There you go. Okay. Watch along. Well, that's not on stream. I don't have time off stream. If people can watch Gordon Ramsay on Twitch, I should be able to watch Arcane, okay? YouTube might be a different topic, but, you know, who cares about YouTube? Okay, so what I want to do for this one is I'm going to start sculpting again. But for this one, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to sculpt it again, sculpt the eyes. But you'll see what I'll do. So now that we have this shape. Wait. We have something like this. We're gonna add the fat above and below. Oh, hold on. Okay. That's better. She has quite defined, or I guess, yeah, defined cheekbones, so I kind of want to keep that in here too. Just take my next month off. I don't know about that. I still have 5 days from last year, but I think they're already planned out. Maybe. You know what I could also do in how much time or does it take to watch Arcane? I guess you could watch it in 2 times speed. But even if you watch it in full length, how much time would that be? Like I don't know, 20, no, like 15 hours, maybe, not even, right? Imagine how many eyes I could sculpt in that time. That would be insane. I would be so crazy at sculpting eyes if I would, you know, sculpt as many eyes as I could in the time that I could watch Arcane. That's crazy. So as you can see, I'm not adding the eyelids. I'm just adding the fat pads because maybe you've already guessed what I want to do. Maybe not. Probably by now you know. 8 to 9 hours, 6 hours, 9 episodes, 40 minutes each. Yeah. See? 6 to 9, no, 6 hours. Look at that. I created the Tyler the Creator likeness sculpt in 16 hours. So imagine I would already be halfway done after finishing the season. Okay, so we have the fan pads, we have the yeah, we have the fan pads basically now. What I want to do now is I want to add I think I need more resolution for this, actually. Do I? Hard to say. I will do what I posted on Discord to all your videos. Okay, is that a thread? What did you do? What is that? Promotes terrorism. I mean, I wonder if YouTube would just, I guess, ban your account if you do that too much. If there's actually like a mechanism, like an anti faults report mechanism. I wonder if that exists. Let's see, I'm actually curious. Can YouTube ban accounts for reporting falsely? Scam policies. Maybe. At a quick glance, I couldn't figure it out. Me and my army of old Google accounts. I'll take the challenge. Okay, so we have the eye. Well, we have no eyes, but what I want to do now is I want to draw it on. I'm going to increase the strength, go here to the beginning, which should probably be somewhere over here. We can see the resolution is quite low, but maybe we can still use it. And then we're gonna draw the eye. You can see it worked flawlessly. There you go. Okay. We're then gonna pull it out slightly. Okay, and then we're gonna save. We will go out of here. We're gonna add a sphere. Nope, we're gonna take the eyes again. That's what I wanted. Take the eyes. Use another array so we can see what size they need to be. I'm gonna make these ones probably 6 wide. That's a pretty good size. Yep. There you go. Move them in here. Place them so roughly where they need to be. Okay. That looks pretty good. And then we're gonna go in here again. We're going to increase the resolution to 50. And then we're going to actually create the eye. So we're going to carve out the eyeball like this. This way we can already sort of model or I guess block out the eye. Then afterwards we can actually, I guess, you know, fully form it. But I think I would still prefer the second strategy, I guess. The second workflow. It feels the easiest or the most intuitive. This one, it feels like it has like an extra step that is unnecessary. Now you're really missing out. You're doing yourself a disservice. You cried watching the show? Okay. Well, seems like I'm doing myself a disservice. You've convinced me. I will accept that I made my what? I'm doing myself a disservice. I think the last TV show that I watched, I think even multiple times, was One Punch Man when it came out. I don't know when that came out, probably a few years ago, when I was in high school still. When I had nothing better to do. Or was bored of gaming, I guess. That was it. Hey, don't make me add /spit to my Nightbot, okay? You don't want that. So don't misuse it. Don't abuse it. There you go. So this works too, as you can see. What is that? But it has a certain, I guess, weirdness to it. Here you can see Blender sculpting just absolutely spazzing out for some reason. Okay. We're coming to an end, but let's get this done as far as we can. Maybe you've learned a new workflow too today. Maybe. I've learned valuable lessons. Let's see. We're gonna compare, of course, in the end, which ones, whether or not I pushed through the gateway, whether or not I found the key to solve my problem or to open the gateway to new heights. We'll see. Yeah, I think the second workflow is the best. My opinion on dabbing. You mean dabbing my food in some hot sauce? I think that's pretty cool. Pretty tasty. Imagine milking Arcane for views, not even watching the show. I mean, I've uploaded the video, I think, more than a month after the release, so I don't know if there's much more to milk. You know what's a good indicator whether or not a certain topic would do good? There are these new channels that pop up for some reason that just upload YouTube playlists, and then the playlists have some sort of topic, like, I don't know, playlists I play when I want to be a super, or when I want to feel like a superhero or whatever. There's one that gets suggested a lot to me, and they always, I think they upload like daily or whatever, and they always, you know, kind of follow certain new trends. So whenever one of the playlists just pops off, you know, that's one topic you can make a video about. This kind of dabbing, I mean, it exists, I guess. My opinion is, it's an old meme from, what is it, 2019, maybe even before that, probably earlier. It's still funny though, when you use it in the right context. So I'm not, you know, not flaming it. It turned from a meme into a, from a dance move into a meme, I guess. Are there any more? Well, I guess there are, but are there, what other like movement memes are there? You know, we have spoken memes, like these nuts, you know, or bofa, or sagondis. But those are vocal memes. What are other, I guess, haptic memes or movement based memes? Are there any more? You know, there's dabbing. I guess you could say like, hey, what's your name? That you, hey, you know, you kind of, you pull away when they want to grab your hand. Slapping people, I don't know if that's a meme. Pepe slap? What's a Pepe slap? What would be a Pepe slap? Can you explain? I'm curious. When dinosaurs roamed the earth. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I remember. I think I was 15 back then. The back slap one? Hold on. Pepe slap? No, I don't know that one. I don't know if that's the one that you mean. If I Google Pepe slap, I find some weird images. Do you mean the one where he's like, you know, winding up his or him hitting you basically? Is that what you mean? The first one? You mean the one where he hits him on the back? With the red mark on him? On his back? I've never seen that one before. You must have been on some weird pages on the internet. I think in 2015 all pages I was on was Minecraft Wiki. That's the only website that I frequently, I guess, visited. And maybe YouTube. I don't know where he roamed around. Probably 4chan. Or some even more devious sites. Who knows? The Chan on the surface web. Wouldn't that be the shallow web? Get it? Because of the deep web. Okay. I think the face is a little bit too big. Cheekbones. Cheekbones are also too refined, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more here and then we're good. Okay. So this is also I guess, a viable way to do it, but I think I prefer the second method that we use today. It just feels the best. It's just more, the most intuitive, because you don't really have to sort of, well, the eye serves very well as a sort of, I guess you could say, anchor point, and not having that just makes it a little bit harder to, to create the eyes. Wonder what kind of jokes you'll make once you become a father. What do you mean? Probably as hip as I am today, okay? Don't even attempt to shame my jokes. The kids will learn from my jokes. I will create the new memes. Believe me. Oh wow, those eyes are a little bit too big. Look at them. But why? Maybe the corner is a little bit too far back. I don't know if that's too much, too little. Yeah, for some reason these eyes look pretty big now. Maybe 6 is actually too much. But 6... Let's see what 7 looks like. Maybe the head overall is a little bit too big. Could also be. Okay, there you go. Let's see. You know who you're gonna be? You're gonna be the old dad that's gonna you're gonna get your memes from, I don't know, from 9gag in 30 years. You're gonna tell all those jokes to your kids They're all gonna say, Dad, those jokes were in 10 years ago. Catch up. That's who you're gonna be. You're gonna be the one that thinks that you're up to date, while all the kids are already 10 years ahead of you. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, 7 feels better, but maybe it's also just the head overall is a little bit too big. That could also be the case. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's compare these 2 or 3 to the ones from yesterday. Okay. So, we have number 1. So we have this one. Wait, let me actually just go like this. We have this one. Problem here. Oh, I actually made the eyes smaller, so this one isn't really that comparable anymore. This one works better now, but still. Felt kind of janky. I think this one is actually the best one out of the 3. But still, I struggled with the size. Now that I made them smaller, and I know that they can be smaller. I actually understand how the eye size can, or how the eye shape can be the way that it's supposed to be. Comparing that to this one, I think this one's still a big difference. Like this one comparing this to this one. You could say, well, this one, I didn't work on this one as long as these 3. But still, I think these ones look the best from the 3 that I've made today. Probably because I spent the most time on them, but yeah, I think I like these the most. Then you have this one here. I think out of the 3, I think this one looks the worst. Even though this one is very, very, very rough too. But this one just, I don't know, just doesn't have any real structure really. The eyes are way too big. The irises, look at them. They look like they're basically just like the eyeballs are just black. Comparing that to this one, for example. Look at that. Beautiful. Perfect shape. Perfect to continue into a perfect human being. Into a perfect realistic human face. And then we have the last one here. Which also looks pretty good. With this one supposed to be more female. You could maybe make the eyes a little bit bigger. We switched it back to 7 widths again, which would probably be more suited for males. Maybe if I change the head size a little bit again, then the eyes could maybe fit a little bit better. Yeah, but I definitely prefer these ones over these ones. Yeah, you know, with a little bit more practice and all that, I think we can come to a pretty good conclusion for the eyes. I definitely already feel more comfortable. Okay. Yep. That concludes today's topic. Tomorrow, personal feedback session. So if you wanna submit your piece, today's the last, or well, until tomorrow evening, you still can submit pieces. And then we're gonna go and give feedback on them. How many do we have right now? Hold on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no. I counted the... Okay, hold on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no. 8. 9. Oh no. 10. 11. Okay, I think we have 11. That'll be a quick one tomorrow, I guess. Gotta be quick with the quick sketch then, I guess. Yeah, but you know, maybe don't submit more pieces. Yeah, but you know, I don't want to. If you want to submit, of course you can. But yeah, that'll be concluded today. And yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, chatting, or just being here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.